Hi, this is Charlie giving you Monday's market commentary. Oh, well, I say commentary because we're going to go straight into something a little bit different here, then we'll do the commentary at the back end. I was asked last week, how do you manage to always seem to have so many Friday video updates making money? And firstly, I'd like to sort of say, well, that's not entirely true because there's plenty of Friday video updates that I lose on, that I show that I have losers on as well. But I know what the individual means. I have a good run and in the main, and I always show that okay, so you have your winning days, but you also have losing days as well. So it's not all a one-directional street, so to speak. But how do I go about doing it? Because I'm only showing so much information, obviously, when I'm trading using these charts here. I'm not showing you everything, am I? So what I do is I put together a number of pieces of information in order to make the trading decisions that I make when I'm showing you like a 5-minute chart on a Friday video update. And a lot of that information comes from things from the analysis that I've already done. So I do my analysis once or twice a day, so I get a gauge as to where I think a market may be going over the next 24 to 48 hours, and then I look for excuses to get in on the direction of that analysis when I'm doing things like the Friday video updates and things like that. So you're only seeing the icing at the top of the cake, so to speak, when you see those video updates. And I think to an extent we've had some feedback through on the latest MBT course, and I think this encapsulates what I'm doing. So I've got a couple of emails here that I'm just going to quickly show you. We've had more come through, but I can only show you so many. This one said found it useful. You can read this yourselves anyway. But it says, apart from going through the current charts, really going through the charts reinforces things. Having a follow-up webinar, and what that people are seeing is me doing that analysis live, not just doing past analysis on what has already happened. They're getting to see me doing all this stuff live. So I think there was another one which had. This one may have a bit more information on it. Thanks for your email. I have now watched the DVDs. Okay, very happy. I've always struggled with the idea of multiple time frame analysis. So that's one thing that I use, multiple time frame analysis, and how I use it in order to get a gauge of direction and the concept of entering a trade when a market's moving away from my target. This is more all to do with MBT. And he's saying, talking about the profitability of calls, and now you can see clearer how I achieve that, what I do. So again, he's saying he's going to have to go back over some of these older discs as well, but that's great. So again, it's putting it into context. I'll leave you to read that. It's putting it into context what I do, and that is what I do. So when I'm day trading, then it's that multiple time frame analysis. Although that MBT is a swing trading product, it's the same theory going over and over again, reading the charts, doing the analysis ahead of doing the trading, and then I usually get a better feel, a good enough feel for where the likely direction is going to be. Doesn't mean to say I can't get stopped out, but at least I have a better feel for where the direction is likely to be. So hopefully that gives you some sort of extra information, so to speak, as to okay, he's not just looking at a 5-minute chart when he does these recordings on a Friday morning. He's got other information that he's utilizing. That other information, like I said, comes from things like MBT, our momentum. So those other pieces of information are what help put the jigsaw together, so that when I'm clicking the buttons on a Friday, that's as a result of all of that information being put together. So hopefully that's of use. Now let's go through some of the analysis on some of these markets, because we've got the pound here. It's obviously rallying okay against its 50-day moving average. Is it going to try and come back into this old trend channel which it broke out of? Is that what it's trying to do, or is it about to roll over from here? I'm not entirely sure either way, and in fact I think it might be slightly easier for me to look at the euro dollar. Obviously we had that huge reversal day on Thursday with the ECB meeting. Then we were fairly flat, not surprisingly, on Friday. We had a flat, but only flat relative to the size of this candle, so it was still enough movement in that on Friday. But where do we go to from here? Well, this is the scenario that I'm looking for. Looks like this. All right. So I'm looking for euro to come down at the moment, whether it's just today or today and tomorrow. Bear in mind today's that we've got bank holidays in Europe at the moment, but I'm looking for price to come down within the length of this candle, but not exceed the lows, and then I'll be looking for price to then start to come back up again. I don't know. I've just drawn lines on here. I don't know what sort of time frame I'd be looking at, but certainly over the next several days. So I don't know how long it may take, but I do see the possibility of this. It doesn't have to come down within this candle, but certainly I see the possibility of this. You see this sort of thing happen a lot. Get a nice big reversal candle, and then immediately price comes down into it. Doesn't necessarily take out the lows, and then gradually then starts to come back up. So that's what I'll be looking for. So a bit of weakness currently, and then once I start seeing strength coming back in, then I would be looking then to try and get in on the back of that strength. And so if I'm looking for strength as a day trader, that means I'm looking for price to get back above its 50 period moving average on something like the hourly charts, and get the moving averages on the right side in the right lineup, and then I'll be looking to get on the long side to see if we can get that run up to, I'd like to see 137 psychological level get hit. So that's how I'm looking at the euro, and if I'm looking at the euro in that way, then it's likely that the pound's going to be doing something similar as well, and that the pound will probably have some more strength in it. So if we've got more strength coming in the pound, then there's potential to have a run all the way up to 169. So that's those two. Now dollar CAD has done its thing. It hit that daily target last week. It's now consolidated, which is good. So it's sitting around this daily target. So I'm going to start looking for strength to come into this if we do see strength coming in, and if we start coming back up to last week's highs, then I'd be looking to see if we're going to get a breakout. So that's on dollar CAD, and I think I'll leave it there for the moment. So have a quick look at the S&P actually, if I can find it on here. There it is. Again, continues to have these amazing runs. I think I said recently, I don't know if it was in the trading room or one of these updates, 2000 wouldn't be a bad level to go gun for, and at this rate it could be there fairly quickly. But anyway, we'll see about that. But it's exactly what I was hoping to see in the stock markets, to see a continued rally, and until I see some major breadth divergences kicking in, which I'm not seeing yet, then although we'll breathe in and out in this market or retrace, I don't think this is over just yet. Right, I shall leave that with you for now, and back in touch on Friday with the live trading.